Hello everyone, this is your teacher speaking. So, I did promise to do all four of the project description stories in your English class, so I am going to do that. This is going to be the third story that's centered around Croatia. So, the project was going really well up until this point, and now it's us guys who have to be the host. So this part was very stressful for me, but turned out great. As you're gonna see, I mean, I believe it's just like wow, the pressure sometimes gets to people. So I'm going to start it with I'm gonna start it with mm, a thing that we did in the evening in the Latvia. We started with this welcoming dinner, so the project took a turn where each country did this. So we did it as well. This is a picture of the whole group here, really in Ribic, in Otočac. So you must be wondering why I took this one, because it's like not the best picture. Well, I have tons more, but none of the other pictures that I have show the entire group. So I just chose this because it describes the entire group, so everyone's here. It's taken in the evening, and I don't have a good cell phone, and the lighting is like, as you can see, as it is, not the best. So no, not everyone can be seen. Uh, that's the first problem. And well, the second problem is that there are some pictures taken during the day, but there aren't not everyone that is participating in the project is in this. These guys from Bulgaria, they just came later, so I wanted to take a picture with everyone involved. So yeah, I think by this point everyone had eaten. Like whatever was prepared. I think we had right. What did we have? We had some lamb, I think, and there were some. There was a lamb, and there was also different types of meats and cheeses, and yeah, I think that's like something that we had. I forgot already what we ordered. It was like a long time ago. But like we're all full by now and we're like telling all these stories to each other. I think I got this is like saying cheers. Yeah, and you can see a lot of people here now. So Sonia's on the left and she's followed by a Latvian teacher. Then there's what's this? Yes, Gatis is saying cheers, and there's our Sušić, followed by Erkan and Diana, and that's Bengu, I think. And then there, somewhere, yeah, that's Augustin. And I think in this photo, Suleiman was putting his jacket on. Yeah, so this is Hazel and Deria. They can be seen, and Suleiman's probably somewhere putting his jacket on. And there's also on the right somewhere there's Eva and somewhere there's Christina. I can't see her though. There's also Daniel and yeah, right next to Daniel there should be Rudolph's, and sitting next to them should be Ivanka and our principal Adela, and yeah, here's Maya. So that I think is like everyone that's on this picture. There were also like people coming and going. So this like lasted for I think like 3, 4, 5 hours. I don't remember exactly. It was a really nice welcoming party. So we felt great there. Right. So next thing happened the day after. So everyone felt rejuvenated after they spent the night in our dorm. Yeah, so yeah, we handled that really nicely. The whole of residence had like also welcoming symbols, and Christina was like always, and Goran and like people were always like available to help people if they needed anything. So I think it was awesome, an awesome experience for them. Uh, but they're all coming into school, like as you can see from our like main entrance, and that was the idea. But I found it really funny. So when you're going, like when you leave the residence, most students just go through the parking entrance, and like everyone does it like that. So I thought it was like, why are we going around school? It's like really funny, but it does make for a more spectacular entrance. It's like more beautiful. You can see the roses here, and our entrance is really nice when you come to think of it. And we also made a board that said like something project something. It was right at the entrance here when you opened the door. So that was like all in all a good idea. Everyone seems happy. I think this is because it's sunny also, probably. Yeah, everyone's smiling. So that's pretty nice. Right. So I'm going to be like going through these a little bit quicker than before because the videos they just take like forever. Right. So in the next picture we did a small talk in our school, and we took off for Senj. So this happened actually in Senj. This is our first destination. It was probably the most interesting one because our host was epic. They like everyone was like really friendly, and there was like a lot of things in this institution to talk about. So here right. What's going on here? I think this is the final stage that we did. Uh, this is, yeah, some sort of counseling. I think that Bengu and Rudolf are pretending to be married. And Erkan is like, yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, our host is giving us, I mean, them too, some sort of marriage counseling. I wasn't present at this particular moment, but it as I found out later, was pretty intense. So they felt it was really good. Yeah, so this is one type of like service that this place offers. It also offers help to everyone, like all things related to children and families who have some problems. It's like a really complicated institution. I mean, it's not complicated, it's just amazing because you have like various types of support so people can come and like search in search for help, and they can receive it. So yeah, here like Rudolf and Bengu had a taste of that. I guess everyone's listening. Like Suleiman's really paying attention. And Hazel as well, and Raina I think is also listening carefully because this guy, I mean, he's really intense when he speaks, and he speaks really good English. So I mean, I think that this person is amazing, not only as an educator but as a person who's like able to help people. He's like just a great guy. So everyone's like really paying attention, and like showing respect to what's going on here. They even have tissues there because probably someone cries, yeah, from time to time. All right, so this is a pretty nice experience, I think. Yeah. Right. So this next one, it didn't happen the same day, but this is like when we visited primary school. Yeah. So we visited Zrinski and Frankopana here just to show members of the project what type of help is there for behavioral problems in the primary school, because like we could explain everything uh, related to the high school ourselves, but in order to like to show everyone that there's some cooperation going on, we just took them to the primary school, and it was a really nice also cooperation thing that we had like people that were really willing to explain things in detail to our guests, and they also spoke really nice English. I mean, we did some translation there, but it basically went really swimmingly. They, I think, understood what was going on, and yeah, I was really pleased with this particular. It was like a workshop thing. Yeah, and it was informative. The only thing was it was really hot that day, and we yeah, I think that that was the only like what what was going on that wasn't the best. Everything else was like fantastic. We were like really into like finding out what basically how are children like starting to get into trouble and what can be done like at a young age to help someone with with behavioral issues, so that like when they come to high school that we already know what's going on. And yeah, that's like a pretty nice thing, because some programs can even like resolve many issues in like primary schools, and we don't get to have so much trouble in the future. So this was like really a fantastic experience, I think. Yeah. So this is like a picture of everyone, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, the women in the left are like the workers in the elementary school. I think it's their pedagogist and their who else was there? Psychologist and someone else, I think. I mean, there should be three people there from the elementary school. Yeah, and everyone else here with the tags, it's like members of the project. So we're all like, yeah, pictures, serious business. Everyone's like, we have to do this. Yeah, I'm carrying this Erasmus thing. Right, so onwards. Yeah. So this is like the next step that happened after everyone went to Sen. We will also spend some time at the Nehag, like in the castle, and yeah, then we drove to Rijeka. So as you can see here, everyone has plenty of juice. We need liquid. When we came to into this institution, it's like a place where children can get rehabilitation after they have problems. It's like really also an institution that's like at the current moment going through some changes, because it's like switching from governmental help to like I don't know, some private sector or something. I'm not really sure what's going on with them, but they still have programs that help delinquents, like young children and like young people who have problems, and also all sorts of other people can be helped in this institution. So there are correctional institution to some degree. So we wanted to show that to the members of the project as well. So like, what do you do when like the basic things in school don't work, and when the starting institutions like the one in Spain doesn't work, then you go to this one. So here we had like two really informed young women who did an elaborate presentation about what do they do here. Uh, so everyone's paying attention. Maria looks really interested. So does Sonia and Alaina. They're like really paying attention. As the Latvians as well. They're like listening. They're also, yeah, there's Augustin also really paying attention. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's like going on at the present moment, but there was this elaborate presentation going on. So it was like it was a huge list of things that are like happening, and it's like a mixture. They did like a poor job, I think, of making a presentation because it was filled with information. No one can read everything like that they put on that presentation and like stay focused on anything that they're saying. But the girls, they did a fantastic job. That's the only way that you can do this. They just like put a slide on and ignore it, and then they spoke about it. They basically knew everything that was on the slide, but it was there just for reference, and they were like extremely familiar with it. So it's like you can do it like that if you're like extremely familiar with it. So when everyone like asked any question related to the things that were on the presentation, and they would just like they would instantly respond, and it was like it was pretty nice. But too much information, don't do that, girls. Less information. I'm really allergic to that because I always teach my kids not to do those sort of presentations that have like 20 lines of text. Right. But this was an amazing experience because the girls, they actually were workers in this institution, so they had experience with like real subjects, like real people that were in this institution, so they could like tell us exactly what was going on and how was this help administered and what were the problems of the students and people that young people that they were helping. So it was like a pretty nice place all around to visit. Like it was really related to this project. Yeah. So yeah, there's this another part of the staple, but I didn't like. If I were to take a picture from, there weren't any angles. So look, this room looks like, and I can't put all the pictures here, so I chose this one. There's like the other part of our team on the left side, and there are also the presenters on the right side. So yeah, this is the one that I chose because it looked like maybe it would best represent what was going on here. Right. So after this elaborate, serious business, we went to Kastov, I think. Yeah. Hmm. This looks like it's Kastov. Yeah, the restaurant that Daniel took us to. Like Daniel and Augustin and me, we just like did some arrangements with some places where you can eat. So this was one of them. And yeah, this place was pretty nice. Yeah, we I remember that after like we had I don't know what we had here. It was some fine meat, I think. I think it was like veal or something. It was really something really tasty. I think that the Turks said like, yeah, you do things differently in your country. I wasn't really sure what they were like talking about. Besides, obviously the food is like pretty different. And they said, "You guys wait." So yeah, we waited for the food like for a pretty, I don't know, really long time here, but it was like worth it. So they like said that it's not like that generally in Turkey that you get the food much quicker, but then maybe you don't like appreciate it enough if you get it that quickly. So they were trying to make a compliment, but yeah, I didn't. I mean, the compliment stands, but this meal could have arrived sooner as well. It was just like I don't know what was going on here. I think that it's like some so just a weird day. Yeah, because we are like we here. It's like pretty big group, so sometimes it's just like if there's one cook, you just can't make it that fast. So, but it was, yeah, the why I was like, hmm. Me and Daniel as well. We were like surprised a little bit because The guys in the restaurant, they knew in advance that the group is coming at in this particular time, so we were just expected it to be a little bit more fluent. But it like everything was late, but we like it didn't like, and I don't know, it didn't change anyone's mood because we were all like relieved. It was a really nice environment, this place, this restaurant. It has a lot of green all around, so it's pleasant, the atmosphere. It's like in the shade and everything around it is like some, you know that there's sea somewhere because you're in Rijeka, Kastav. And yeah, so it's like a pretty nice atmosphere. And also, everyone knew that after this lunch, we are going to have a bath. Yeah, that's right. So we went to swim a little bit after this. So yeah, that's what happened. Right. So this is us in I think it's like a beach somewhere near Cantrida. We just like went down in Rijeka. We were just like we followed the road into the city, and then I think this is like this is somewhere on Cantrida, this beach. We just like went there because Daniel knew that place the best, and like he's from Rijeka, we trust him to take us to the best place. So, yeah, this beach, it was pretty cool. Although I did like Kostrena more, but this was also a really nice choice. The problematic thing was to get here with our vehicles. You'll see the vehicles in a moment. It's like when there's a crowd, you really can't park easily on this beach, but we managed somehow. So yeah. The the water though wasn't like as friendly as we expected. It was, I think, I don't know, something like 21 degrees or something. So everyone was like, I think that the Bulgarians didn't even dare to swim. These guys, they're the brave, the musketeers, the brave ones. So everyone on this picture, I think, yeah, we all went into the sea, even though it was really, really cold. Well, the Latvians, they just like, yeah, right, this is normal. But for us, it was pretty cold, and for the Turkish people, it was really cold because they have it like, I think I think that the water in Turkey, like when you go to swim, is like 30 degrees average Celsius. So yeah, this wasn't so amazing for them. It was really cold. I think I remember Erkan really shaking. Suleiman as well. Like they're in the water and they're literally really shaking, but they're like acting it out like very bravely. Like it's fantastic. I mean, yeah, they were just like trying to play it cool, but the water was really a little bit too cold for like. Yeah, you can't enjoy it. You can like splash in, take a quick swim, and then just go out. That's the only thing that it was good for. Yeah, so we just took our time on this beach, had a drink, and yeah, then we like it was like late afternoon here, I think, so we had to start our way home really quickly. I think we spent like an hour on this beach or something, maybe an hour and a half, and a half tops. Yeah, so and that's like it was a pretty nice experience. Yeah, and yeah, I took this picture just to show the van. This is like our transport vehicle. So, and when you're like inside this driving for like the Eka is, I don't know, an hour and a half maybe, or a little bit more. But the routes that we took, was altogether a really long ride. So people look like this, somewhat tired if when you like take a break. Yeah, so I wanted to show the vehicle itself because as you can see, it's not really a small car. So when you are going into a tight place like that beach in Costrena, we actually got stuck in one garage. That was like pretty funny. I think it wasn't funny. I think that Daniel almost had like a heart attack because like we were going in this parking area. It's like every major garage that you have nowadays. It has like that spinning part where you go and switch levels, right? So it's not really a big area. It's like a reasonably tight area. So this car couldn't actually go through that. We got stuck inside this garage, and yeah, we had to go back in reverse. So I wasn't driving this car. I was driving our school vehicle. So yeah, that this was really something, like getting stuck. I don't know. I think that Daniel was really. It was must have been a really stressful situation because it's like you can't go further and you can't go back really easily. It's like these type of cars aren't really easily go like driven back in reverse. I mean, you can go in reverse when you see everything, but when you're in this spinning garage, that's like a cylinder and you can't see anything. So it's like now when you're like halfway down, how in the world are you going to get up? So yeah, but it must have been a thing. Yeah, that's like a pretty nice story. Right. So this is the one of the following days. Yeah, this was the day in our Srednja škola Otočac. And this is yeah, forest technician classrooms. We did decorate this quite a bit. So this is the serious business. We brought in a psychologist, a girl that worked here like a few years ago in the school, but now she works in Rijeka. Yeah, so she made an elaborate series of quizzes for everyone in the project, but she like gathered a lot of materials, and I wasn't really. I was at this moment handling a problem that we had about one of our members needing to go to Zagreb, and it was like an issue. So I was handling that, and Andrea was like discussing project stuff here. She, I think, made some quizzes for everyone. People seem to have enjoyed this presentation that she was like giving. She went really slowly, like generally, what do we do in Croatia for behavioral issues, I think, and then she found research, like a lot of research, how to improve on that. It's like she had a lot of materials. She gave me all of those materials and I forwarded it to our coordinator. But it was like such a big amount of materials that it's like really hard to follow everything what's going on there. But Andrea, she's like amazing. She's like really well read person and she works in medical school in Rijeka with kids. So she's also really experienced in working with behavioral issues. So I think she did a really nice job here. And I also know this girl like for a really long time. She's amazing as a person as well. So this was yeah, this was this serious business that we were doing in Srednja škola Otočac. Everyone seemed to be like somewhat interested. Huh. Suleiman is probably, yeah, explaining to Hazel something that's on this paper. It's like a frequent thing. Suleiman was an amazing translator all the time. Yeah, and Augustin's probably asking Andrea some questions. Yeah, Right. So after this very serious business, I think, yeah, it was that day. We went to Plitvice, actually. Yeah, it was my turn to drive that van that to Plitvice, so I don't remember that part fondly. Oof, this cars. I'm not used to driving those, so it was like somewhat stressful for me to drive because I have never driven it before, anything like that that type for a longer ride, so it was pretty stressful. But we didn't die, we just managed to get there. Yeah, and this, why did I take this picture in particular? Because, yeah, separated into a few groups in Plitvice. The day was like really, like you really couldn't expect anything out of that day. It was like raining, not raining. It was really troubling weather to do a field trip. So I think that this is the best moment. We actually spent some time. There were a few hiccups on this because when we arrived to Plitvice, I found out that they have just this year installed a new exit and a new entrance. So I actually didn't know how to get into the park. Yeah, so I needed directions. Yeah, so it took us a while to even get into the park because they made this entrance one and entrance two, and they just stopped a certain type of group that included us to go through the entrance that I brought us to first. So I brought us to this primary entrance, but it was like no longer for groups. You had to go through another one. So that wasn't the best. Yeah, and then when we actually like got into the park, uh, it started to rain. So yeah, we were like hiding a little bit, like trying to get going, like because the plitvices are like huge. You can spend the entire day there, and yeah, it's like just enough time to see everything. But we only had a couple of hours, so we like split into groups, and everyone went to see what they were mostly interested in. So I think that in this picture, I'm actually trying. Yeah, I think I spotted the other group. So we were like, "Oh, look, there's Diana." And I think that yeah, that's why I chose this one because we actually saw the other guys. Yeah, and they were like really far away because Plitvice are huge. We all eventually, of course, got back together to the same place to go home. But yeah, at this point, we were really far apart. Yeah, Plitvice are really, really nice. So I think that any picture that I posted would be fine here. So it were all of them are pretty similar. I mean, they're not similar. They're similarly beautiful. I just took this one because of that detail. Right. So yeah. After we did Plitvice, there was also an idea to do one other interesting thing, and that was from the Tesla museum. But I think that yeah, this is the museum itself. I also had, yeah, we were here checking out these books. I think the Turks were pretty interested in the books because there are like they knew some references that even I didn't know about this. So they were pretty like carefully listening to what the guide was saying. That they had a couple of guides in this Smiljan Memorial. There was this one guide that took us into a place where there was like electricity. It was a guy, and then there was another guy that took us to a place where you see the film about Tesla, and this I think was the third guide. So she was really familiar with Tesla's life and this part of the museum. So these are like they have a storyline on these monitors on the left. That's pretty interesting. Also, they have books and all sorts of exhibits here. But also later, when you go, yeah, we went to the next room. That one's more interesting. Then there you can see the real deal, the inventions themselves. It's like pretty awesome, this Tesla museum. So everyone was pretty happy with this place, I think. Yeah. So this is the Croatian part of the story. I think it went like pretty nicely as well. We all tried to make like this experience as good as we could for our guests. So yeah, I think it was really nice. So uh, as for my students, I will be giving you specific assignments related to this one. So your teacher over and out.